trigger happy and I give less than a fuck. Love me or hate me, I'ma show enough, rip shit up. It's Mr. Nothing, nice on a mic stand. Mic in the left and the zest in my right hand. I took a puff, had enough now, hold up. If that was Indo, niggas getting rolled up.
What's going on, folks? This is Acid Root. So I'm going to review the singles off of Daddy Yankee's Barrio Fino album. This is basically his third album, and because I had such a good time reviewing his Barrio Fino en Directo live album with the singles on there, like four singles on there, I figured I'd do this album and a few more of these as well. So it's going to be fun reviewing some of this Daddy Yankee stuff. But this was a large album just because it had songs like Gasolina on there and then Lo Que Paso Paso, which both charted really well, especially, for the mid 2000s and stuff. It kind of was one of the larger rap albums around that time, especially throughout 2005. And Daddy Yankee later on made a pass at trying to cross over to the English rap type stuff with Like You, which was a pretty solid pass at doing such a thing. I definitely felt like this was the album where Daddy Yankee started to get like more commercial and more widespread popularity. But before this, he dropped his 2002 album elcangry.com, which I'm probably going to cover, things like that. So yeah, this is where Daddy Yankee was kind of breaking past like the initial kind of more indie and like this more low-key and more kind of genre like, where it's kind of more widespread and starting to blow up a lot more, and I definitely appreciate that. I feel like Gasolina was such a large song just because of its instant kind of good hook and just overall nice kind of ready to go, red hot kind of spicy kind of feel, and just an overall great dance number. It just works extremely well. So there's some of that stuff. I'll go ahead and talk about the singles now so we can get towards that. So there were four singles. Off of Barrio Fino. The first one was Lo Que Paso Paso, which means what happened happened. So basically this record has to do with like hanging out with some woman or meeting some woman out and about, and it starts off well, but you learn later on that she has other men in her life or she has baggage and that type stuff, and it's kind of like, hey, what's going on here? This isn't how I thought it was going to be. And that's kind of the concept behind it. I mean, in terms of the feel of the song, I mean, the production is, it's simple, but the lyrics are simple in there, but the production is it's just a nice, real flirty kind of out and about, like, hey, I kind of like you, but I kind of don't kind of thing. But I also kind of like the overall kind of more mellow kind of, well, not mellow, but it's just like a lighter version of Gasolina. I definitely feel like it's kind of like a getting ready to get started version of what Gasolina is. Gasolina is like full blown in the moment, like things are popping off, champagne corks are popping, that type stuff. Things are getting started, real festive and outgoing. But this is kind of one where you're getting ready. You might be driving on the way there. The dance party's just started. Like this is like the party just started like 5 or 10 minutes ago kind of song, and I kind of appreciate that. Definitely kind of good to have those kinds of moments. So the energy is not quite amped up yet. If I had to have it as like a 1-2 punch, I would play Lo Que Paso Paso before I'd play Gasolina. That's kind of the way it goes. And so Gasolina is like that's the most popular song that I saw on Spotify from this project. It's instantly great beat, nice thumping, pounding, real kind of electric and kind of just overall spicy beat. Like I said, the hook is great. It's probably a little bit more like accessible than Lo Que Paso Paso, but really a couple G Unit members were on this song. Lloyd Banks and Young Buck were on here. It crossed over to American audiences real well, and the Billboard 100, it charted real well. But I'll kind of say some of the lyrics I liked on here because these were some lyrics that kind of went with it. So I feel like when Daddy Yankee said she dresses up even to walk to the next street, it wasn't a lyric I was expecting, just to kind of say she dresses up to even walk down the street. I mean, that kind of showcases, most women, they dress up to go out or to go out to like the grocery store or the bar or something like that. But if she's just dressing up to kind of just walk down the street and that type of stuff, that's pretty cool. Nice thing about some chick that does that. And then also I would have to say that another line he says is she looks so good that even her shadow fits her. So I kind of feel like with that one, I mean, yeah, obviously when women talk about having like a Coke bottle figure and stuff, you could definitely say that if even her shadow looks good, that's definitely a good sign. So I agree with Daddy Yankee there that you look so good that even your shadow fits you type thing. That's a good one. Now, no Me Deje Solo, which means Don't Leave Me Alone. This is a song I didn't enjoy that much. I couldn't really get into the production at all. I didn't really like the chirps and the way that it was trying to be like a club song. And this was a bad rendition. I mean, comparatively, comparing Gasolina, which the energy was full blown, this was kind of like an I Miss You song, kind of like I screwed up, I want to get you back type thing. I liked the hook on the song. It felt like the hook could have been great if it had just had better production on there. And I definitely felt like in terms of like what I was expecting from the song, with the hook being as good as it really didn't match. It was like I said, it's supposed to be like a club song, kind of a romantic, like, you know, you still dance to this song, but it's really kind of like repairing relationship type thing. And I kind of feel like the concept behind that, if the production had been better, it probably would have worked a lot better. But the fourth single is Like You, and this is English translated. It's kind of half English or mostly English with a little bit of Spanish in there. And I really liked the kind of evening kind of feel it had. It felt like a barbecue that you would be at like 6 o'clock p.m. or something, a real like 5:30, 6:30 p.m. just when the sun is setting, kind of barbecue type vibe, something like that. Could even be like a mini dance song, but nowhere near as ferocious as Gasolina. And I'd probably also say that it's like a notch, just probably just a notch beneath Lo Que Paso Paso too. So it'd probably be Lo Que Paso, Gasolina, and then Like You that I would play in terms of like the spike and how I would go through the motion of the night and how to amplify it, because I feel like things are kind of cooling off by the time you get to Like You. That's kind of the vibe I got from it. But I do appreciate the song, and that's the base. I actually Like You more than I like Lo Que Paso Paso, but I do like those three singles. So they all work well. Um, so me liking 3 out of the 4 singles. I know I could give it a 7.5 just because that's 75%, but I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10 just because I appreciate what happened here. I also like that Daddy Yankee had an English song, you know, kind of showcasing what he could do when he does speak in English. It works pretty damn well. And I would have to say it's an overall great feel. I mean, Gasolina and Like You are the ones that I would go for first in terms of just like the execution and the overall furious kind of pace and just fun factor and that sort of stuff. But Lo Que Paso Paso is pretty damn good. That's just it's simply that the energy hasn't quite started yet. Like I said, it's probably the party just started like 5 or 10 or 12 minutes ago, something like that. So that's the concept there. But yeah, like even Don't Leave Me Alone, No Me Deje Solo, I would still have to say like I mean, it just depends upon how much you appreciate the production. But I like the hook on there, but it really just needed. I know Daddy Yankee could find better club beats than that. I just know it's like I feel like Gasolina was kind of a nice, real kind of thumping club, but this is kind of more of like an electronic kind of club. And him trying to see Daddy Yankee do like electronic type songs, especially back in 2004, it almost worked, but the production just was not quite good enough for it to. So that's kind of the concept there. But that's the thing. So the social score, I'll go ahead and give a 7, just because it mostly did well. But there's just not anything that has the sheer energy of Gasolina. And the social score kind of means like how well this plays around your friends and your social buddies and that type of stuff as far as going out for the night. And yeah, I'm trying to think. The future, like Daddy Yankee supposedly retired. I would like to hope that that's not the case, because I think the guy's still in his 40s. But just to kind of say and stuff, it'd be interesting to kind of get some more music, especially with the fury of some of these particular songs, because he's real good at doing dance songs. I mean, he's just like Missy Elliott and Ciara and people like that. He can do it pretty well. He can get you up and moving, and that's a skill set. So it's definitely the thing there.